Good evening and welcome to the Poets Cafe. It is where artists comes alive. The spoken word brings forth the inner creations of hidden treasures, expressing tones of lyrics felt within the soul, a vibration that brings stories untold. This platform represents artists of all backgrounds, be it writers, singers, spoken word, artistic expressions and painting, literature, poetry, and a journey through life. Mystery seeks to bring new ideas and opportunities through the mind at all levels. Wherefore my time leaving tomorrow on the wings of yesterday, where birds fly higher than the mystery of dreams never knew. Why do mellow sounds ring silently without ever leaving memories of my lonely blues? Walk by the calls of nature, sing in harmony, pray for the love of the skies, and dance with the stars like a feminine ballerina gazing across the stage in her soft-toed ballerina shoes. Welcome to the Artists of Poetry Cafe show, Poetically Speaking, hosted by Terry Benjamin and Ronald C. McCray. As delighted as we are, we can't wait to engulf a new wave of presenting this platform to our audience. So sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now let's get started.
Let's get started. This is Terry Benjamin. This is Ronald C. McCray, and the program is Poetically Speaking, the place for the spoken word. We're on at a special time today because of something going on in Plainfield. Just want to make you aware, this Sunday there is a benefit concert for the people who have suffered from the flooding in this area, and it's going to be held at Plainfield High School Auditorium. That's 950 Park Avenue, and it's going to be from 4 to 8. There's no admission, but donations are definitely appreciated. And the motto for this program is "Together we uplift, together we rebuild." And again, so this Sunday, special time for a special reason. So we encourage you to go out and donate and support the efforts. Okay, and this is from 4 to 8. Again, we start today's program with the agenda. Today's agenda: be the change, honoring a legacy. And the quote of the day is, "Joy does not simply happen to us. We have to choose joy and keep choosing it every day." And this is from the author, D. Gilmore. And as always, we start with Ron's poetry. So Ron, what do you have for us today, or this special day?
Well, this special day is about joy.
That's right. It's about.
We woke up, we wake up, whatever terms or however you want to pronounce it. We are here today. And as it was just indicated, yes, it's always a situation and a tragedy, but nevertheless, joy wakes us up in the morning. So while we are still here today, breathing today in this moment, we must continue to rise up like the sun is shining upon you right now, to embrace those who are struggling, those who have lost someone, those who are just trying to make their way. Mm-hmm. It's all about joy.
That's right.
How do we recognize joy? Bringing joy into the flavor of all the spices that life has given us. What does that mean? Well, the flavors of spices in reference to what you eat, how you eat, knowing that it's a natural state for our health.
That's right.
Our guests today and everyone else and all our guests previous, we talk about the health and wellness. So all of that falls into joy. Because many of y'all, when y'all go to McDonald's and fried chicken, you come out happy and smiling, tell me, hey, I'm happy. So joy today, as we say, let's embrace joy, because again, we can always find that moment of sadness. But in the moment of sadness, we still must bring joy to those who are struggling through something, with something, and about something. And as was just mentioned, there is a awakening. In the sense, I use that term awakening because it's really helped to inspire each and one of us that we have today. And today is not promised because we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. Right. We don't know what forth an hour may bring. The sun is shining today, but the clouds is also out there. What's in those clouds? What's in the sky? So again, let's take this moment and recognize the term and the statement and the words of what is joy. Joy is love. How do we love one another, bring joy to somebody who's went through something, is going through something, and just in short, I went to a funeral this past of somebody I knew personally, but also I mentioned before, and as you mentioned, all of us miss somebody right. Passed away for whatever reason, however, nevertheless, the bottom line is age has no number. And so we don't know what the situation may be. So let's continue to embrace the word, the term, the title, the phrase, whatever the case may be. Write your words, write your paragraph, write your dream upon joy. Joy is my dream. Joy is my day. This is the foundation I stand on. Joy. So let's embrace it.
That's true. And again, today we're talking about legacy, honoring our legacy as we get into our later years, especially we get into our 60s and 70s. We want to start thinking about what is the legacy that we want to leave behind. You know, they said the only life after death really is our legacy. And so we're very mindful of what we're doing now and how that's going to resonate afterwards. You know, we say that we bring this program to you in the spirit of peace. And peace for us is PEACE, but even a better translation would be positive energy activates constant elevation. So we're constantly growing, we're constantly taking ourselves to a higher level. And again, in you, the community, we consider you our community, and we bring to you things that are going to help elevate our community. And so we thank you for tuning in, and we thank you for also telling other people about what we're doing here. And we do it every Thursday and Sunday. Thursday from 6 to 7, and Sunday usually from 5 to 6, but today we're here from 1 to 2 because of the benefit concert taking place at Plainfield High School. So again, we thank you for joining us, and we have some things for you that are very, very special to us because it's going to enhance and develop our community. The discussion that we're going to have today is about legacy, but legacy begins right now, right here, right now.
You know, it's always important, as you indicated, the collaboration we have with you. We ask that you continue to speak with us. Your comments are so important. But we don't just look for your comments. We look to know that your comment says that I have done something. I'm doing something. I'm here to make a change. I want to make a change. Did you help somebody make a change? Did you help somebody else up? Did you get up? No matter how you look at it, what changes are being made. You know, and it's really in every breath that we take. I can ask you right now, what changed? Well, ain't nothing changed. Well, see, that right there is a problem.
That's right.
You see, because change is always changing. You cannot, I don't believe there's a person on the face of the earth can tell me and give clear distinction and understanding that change does not change. Do you even understand the word or the definition or the background or the inception of change? What is change? I'll leave you with that question. What is change?
Yeah, because the song says everything must change. And today's agenda, be the change, honoring the legacy. But the full quotation is from Gandhi, and he says here, be the change that you want to see in the world. Okay, we can't really get beyond this particular time unless we have a vision for the future. And so the discussion that we're going to have today is about vision. And it's going back to a vision of a woman in Rahway, New Jersey, and her vision, and her vision got her to develop a organization, an organization that is still going on today, but it's because of her legacy and because of her daughter that legacy is being carried on. And so again, we really excited about our guests. We're excited about bringing her to our community because again, once you come in the program, you become part of our community. so you're part of our community now. And because you're part of our community, we want to welcome you in, and Ron is going to bring you in.
Yes, and before I do that, just like to say, I know this young lady. I know her mother. I know them for many years. And the information, her presentation, who she is today, will tell you through her story, from her lips, her words, her mouth, her journey, will also inspire you the reasons why she's on this journey, to leave a legacy, and hopefully and prayerfully that somebody else will pick it up. Because as she have done and is doing as of this moment, is to carry out a legacy that the desires of her mother's heart was embedded in her community. That's what's important. The desires of her heart was embedded in her community. And of course, she was making changes through each step that she was taking. So when I talk about change, it's really important for you to understand the changes. Okay, that's what's important.
Wow.
What difference are you making to make somebody else's life? And as I always say, Philippians 2, lift someone else up better than yourself. So without further ado, I want to introduce this young lady. Her name is Deirdre. Well, she'll give you right now. I call her Dee Dee. Okay?
Dee.
You know, because I know her. But many who, as she may indicate, depending on how you pronounce her name or whatever. But the bottom line, you cannot take away who this young lady is and what she is doing. So at this time, without further ado, I want to allow her to give you her background, tell you about her bio. And that's what's important for our discussion today. Once again,
yes, please.
Dee Dee.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, welcome.
Well, my name is Deirdre Ellis, and funny, Joy is my middle name.
Oh,
Deirdre
what a
Joy
coincidence.
Ellis, so
Oh, my
Joy is my
goodness.
middle name.
Yeah.
So the topic today of joy is, you know,
That's deep. That's deep.
yeah, right?
And I didn't even know that.
That's why I said when you kept saying Joy, Joy, I'm like, did he do some research on my name? Did he figure out my name was Joy? You know, but that was beautiful, and that is just, you know, moving in and showing that I'm where I need to be.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'm moving in the direction I need to move in.
Beautiful.
Confirmation. But yes, I'm here. First off, I am continuing the legacy of my mom, Christine Yvonne Ellis. A mother of 11, 7 boys, 4 girls.
What?
Yes. One father of us all, and my mom, and we grew up in low-income housing. And this begins the story of her legacy because her raising us, she couldn't really do many things that she attempted to do because of the large family, and then low income has a lot of different things going on, and she couldn't go because of her sons for one, and then her daughters for two.
Okay.
Keeping us in line and keeping us not going out there getting into certain things prompted her to get invested in the community and start doing things because she could no longer go out.
Wow.
And at this time, the community was, you know, drug-ridden and different things was going on because this was back in the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
And she decided that I'm going to fight for my kids and fight for the community to change it, and that she did. I was right beside her with all of it because, again, let's go. But, yeah, she started by cleaning up the drugs, you know, actually going out there and coming up to people and talking to them and asking them. And then after a while, you know, of course, calling. And back then they would come to your door when you called and come and accost you in front of all the riffraff that was going on out there. To me, sometimes to put things in place to, you know, for them to come at you.
Yes,
and she didn't care about it. She didn't care about the riffraff or the people that came at her. She had a bigger picture, which was to raise her 7 sons and her 4 daughters, not in the stereotype systems that they wanted us to be, as far as us being pregnant at a young age, or my brothers being locked up at a certain age and not continuing to educate themselves properly. She fought against that. So again, she began to bring in programs, created a tenant organization to clean up the community, and brought family-oriented programs there. Because, again, like the needs in our household, my brother's trying to get out into the streets, getting the parents together to incorporate programs for that. Because, again, drug prevention, intervention, drug elimination, all the different things in public housing under those guidelines and line items, there was funding there to fix your community, is what I say. But she really, she just did so much. She was millenniums ahead. Because her blueprint is still working right now as we speak, because I am back in the community right now, and I'm helping the residents create a tenant organization that was previously there but got dismantled, and just giving us back the voice that, and I say us because I grew up down there, and to go back and see the place in shambles at this point is heart-wrenching.
Of course.
So it's personal for me, but it's also business.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's a great introduction to yourself. But I want to go to your website, because it says here in the website, it says Heartfelt Resources was the vision of Christine Yvonne Ellis, a passionate community activist and dedicated resident of Rahway, New Jersey. In early 1994, Christine organized a group of local residents to launch programs aimed at personal development and the advancement of their community. Throughout her unwavering commitment, she raised awareness and sparked the attention of city officials, ultimately creating a lasting impact in the Rahway community that has been felt even after her passing in 2015. And I don't say that to make you feel sad. As a matter of fact, I say that to make you feel proud. And also, I want you to understand that what you're doing is making your mother happy.
Yes.
You know, and I really commend you for that. But I guess my first question for you is, how's it going?
It's going. It's going. I mean, as you guys know, the conversations we had, I'm being surprised all along the way, but not really, because I was alongside my mom through her journey when she was doing what she was doing. I was actually the secretary at one point, and I was the treasurer at another point. So again, and wrote up some programs, you know. So I knew the struggle, but I didn't know it was back the way that it was, you know, and just getting people to see the vision where they live and their lives, and that this is not right, and that these gatekeepers who are keeping, that we feel are here for us, that are not passing it along and not caring about the community that they're put there to serve.
And see, that's the tragedy of it. That's the whole tragedy of it. I was sharing with you earlier, I gave you a number, 175,000, and that's the number of the people who are Congress people. They make $175,000 a year to supposedly to advocate for us, and some may be doing that, but others are getting rich down there. Others are becoming millionaires and billionaires because they're getting in there and they're doing this trading on the stock market, and this is like bipartisan, because this is a Democrat as well as a Republican. Okay, they're making these inside deals and they're making these inside moves, so they're advancing themselves, and so they're getting $175,000 from us, the people, but then they're making deals to make themselves even richer. And my point is that you know, we have people that we think are fighting for us, and they can care less about us. And that's been the problem. I've been a resident in Rahway for over 20 years. I raised my family there. And the thing is that it has a situation where, like, we're in Rahway and we're still fighting some of the same battles that your mother was fighting before she passed in 2015. And it makes me not so much angry. Really, it gives me fuel to my fire, because I like being a Rahway resident. You know, I think it's a evolving community, and because of people like yourself, and because of my brother here, you know, he was previously he had held offices in different organizations in Rahway, and I've been on the board of trustees of Rahway Public Library since I came to Rahway. And the thing is, and I do it not because I don't have anything to do. I do it because I do believe that. My brother said this morning, power to the people. We do have power, and we need to exercise that power. But one of the things, and I go to you, is that we need to take that people power and put it in a particular direction. Is my question to you is, so where do you see the Rahway residents going? Where should they be putting their time and their attention?
Rahway residents as a whole, or the tenants that I'm dealing with?
Well, let's start the residents, then we'll talk about your tenants.
All right. I feel that Rahway is blooming. Okay. How they say blooming. I say not booming, blooming. Blooming, meaning that it's coming into different phases, because I'm seeing more and more of minorities that are opening businesses downtown. Yes. So that's a plus. But I'm still looking at the how do you call it? The treatment. Okay. It's still somewhat the same. You still have the good old boys clubs. You still have certain things in place that just allow people to be satisfied with what they're given, but not with what they're due. Okay. So I look at it as, you know, a lot of the different things, the mentality of the ones I see that the different things that I see, it's just being grateful to the person that allowed them to be, instead of standing in place for what you believe in and what is due to you. That's just my main thing.
No, thank you. That's a beautiful that's a beautiful answer, because again, it seems like, you know, the work is something that is continuous, because again, on your going back to your website, you said together we can sustain a lasting impact in the lives of others. Okay. And you said we join in honoring Christine's legacy by continuing her work to strengthen communities with heartfelt love and dedication. And I also understand that you're not just serving the Robert community, but you're also serving other communities within New Jersey. What are those other communities?
Carteret, more so like the neighboring communities.
Okay.
Again, I'm dealing with people from Carteret, Roselle, Linden, even people from Elizabeth.
Okay.
Again, when I come across people or we're talking and conversating, they start talking, and then we get into the resources and different things that I can help them with to lead them towards this. It's all phases, all walks of life, and all things, because I don't exclude anybody. You know, if I got it, you got it. If I don't know it, you can find it out. You know, and that's what I was taught by my mom, was to get it and go get it, because again, nobody gave her anything. Literally nothing. Everything she learned. That's why I look at my passion is from watching her and watching her cry or watching certain things. But guess what? She cried in the night, but she was up in the morning. And I mean, beautiful. Bright and early in the morning.
Yeah, I hear you.
And she, you know, she was getting it done.
That's beautiful.
And, you know, the doors that was not opening, she was forcing them to open. Or she went to the next door till one opened. You know, so she is truly my shero. I could tell you, I have not met anyone, and how they say now, out the mud. I am truthfully my mama.
Right. Yeah.
I just see her figure it out. She figured it out. She really figured it out. And we're looking like, wow, it's not going to happen. But guess what? It happens. And then that's when she showed me anything is possible. Put your mind to it and your time to it.
You know, and it's so true. And as I indicated in the beginning, I know this young lady, and as we always say, this sister, because everybody come on as a brother or sister. You know, so I've known this sister since she was yay. But I know her mother, you know, and what she just expressed was so true, because I learned that from the outside of observing her mother, the dedication and the commitment, the passion she had for her surrounding, her community. And we always say, even as we come on, what passion do you have inside of yourself that you want to build upon, you want to collaborate with, you want to engage with? That's what's important, the passion. And you will continue to hear the passion. Here, this sister also has the passion based on her mother. Were you walking next to, were you listening, paying attention, not only to your mother or your father, your granny, somebody that you thought they was about something and giving something, they was feeding you what you needed for tomorrow, even though, and I'll use myself, we didn't understand anything when we was kids.
That's right, that's right.
But see, today, when you look back, you remember everything that you may not have liked or you disagree with, you was grumbling, complaining. But you appreciate today, not because they had moved on, but because they had taught you something. They planted their seed. And as his sister said in reference to businesses in surrounding communities and Rahway, whatnot. Yes, I'm going to say this from my own personal perspective.
Please.
Okay, there's a lot of towns. Yes, there's a little seed here and there, a little plant growing, but there's too much of those accusing the right seeds as a weed, and then they want to extract you from cultivating the community. And what I mean by that, you see, every business, a black business, whatever business you want to associate, right now we're going to say our culture. You know, who's trying to get something, to build something. But it's unfortunate you have the enemy, the dark shadows all around you, plucking you out, saying you're a weed, you infected the community, so we can't have you. So this is why a lot of businesses are closing up. A lot of businesses aren't getting the opportunity because we don't come together. We don't support one another and say, wait a minute, this is not a weed. This is a plant. This is a future. And that's what we need to do as we continue to move forward. It's about community coming together, helping. And as this sister indicated, in her area, what she's trying to do, based on the legacy of her mother, to revitalize that area. And everyone at the sound of our voice, her voice, think about your passion inside of you, your responsibility, and what are you going to do in your area, because you can't blame somebody else. And then, sure, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
This goes back to what we always talk about, investment, investing in yourself, investing in your community. When you stop taking your money, investing on the outside, they getting rich. As my brother Terry said, yes, y'all the politicians making big bucks, but they're making bucks off of your labor, your sweat and tears, and they're not giving a daggone thing back to you.
That's right.
When you wake up and realize what's happening, and you start investing in yourself, then they're going to start coming to you. That's where you start to see your wealth that they took from you thousands of years ago. But your wealth had not dissipated. It had not disappeared. You still have it. It's about investing in you and your community like this sister's doing now. Give her your support. Give her your applause. Whatever the case may be. Those who know her, around her, go visit her. Look up the website. Say, Les, I'm here. Okay? That's what's important.
Yeah. And again, you have to understand that when we're talking about community, we're talking about all the things that are going on within the community. Heartfelt Resources Incorporated is a nonprofit organization, so they need your dollars.
Yes.
Okay, they need your investment, because they're committed to many different areas. I'm just going to throw out some things that they're about. Okay, they're committed. Again, when I say commitment, commitment is not just everyday thing. You know, we're committed to doing this program, so we come here, and sometimes if the time has changed or whatnot, we still get here because we're committed to doing this. But Heartfelt Resources Incorporated, a nonprofit organization, is committed. I'm going to their website again. They are committed to economic empowerment, helping others achieve financial independence. And as I go through the list, I'm going to go back to Dee, and she's going to fill some things in for us. But again, commitment to economic empowerment, commitment to personal growth, providing life skills and self-improvement programs, committed to drug prevention, especially on substance abuse and risk and prevention, family strengthening, offering parents life skills and workshops, education support, assisting with GED prep and higher education access, mental health aid, promoting emotional well-being and resilience, domestic violence support, providing resources for affected individuals, community partnerships, collaborating to expand resources and impact, low-income assistance, supporting underserved communities. Again, and so this is a legacy of activism that's continuing with Christine, Yvonne, Ellis. And Dee, I just want you to just, like I said, I thought of quite a few things, but maybe let's look at personal growth, okay? Because I think that's something our community can relate to. So, what is your commitment to personal growth, and how do you see personal growth in the context of your Heartfelt Resources Inc.?
Personal growth?
Yeah.
Understanding, for one.
Okay.
Education and understanding. Through being
that.
educated, you understand a little bit better why things work the way they work. We may get upset. We may, I get upset with some things, but with education, you kind of get more of a clearer head of why it's the way it is. And then you change it, by, again, asserting yourself, putting yourself into it, and with that comes growth, with different things you experience. Because I'm experiencing a lot. I'm being woed a lot, me, myself, with just stuff that's happening. Like I spoke to you guys earlier. I know you atone to the errors that you're raised in. But this, to me, is similar to some of the errors back in the time when we had to fight.
Yes.
And I'm getting woed, and I said, well, back then I probably would have been atoned to that, because now I'm just upset. But I gotta calm down, because with the education part, then you realize between the politics, between the finances, and different things all incorporated in that, it makes it ugly. Because when people tend to, politically, when you get in that arena, it's a different arena.
Of course.
When you realize the schematics of funding and budget, and if you take $20 that you don't deserve from that person over there, and they don't feel you deserve it, they're not going to get it. They're going to
That's right.
fight, and then they
That's
may
right.
take your whole bank.
That's right.
Who
That's
knows?
Right. Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
But I know with dealing with things and sitting at tables with my mom, it was just it's a dirty game. And now looking at the things that are starting to surface and resurface themselves and just in your face happening, I'm like, really, I have to pray to really pull myself back and to stay focused, because sometimes the anger is like, how can they do this? How can they do that? But then it forces me to go back to the table and educate myself more and get more knowledgeable, so that when I do get in front of them, the anger does not cover anything that I'm thinking. I can educate by going at it. And that's what I'm doing with the organization. Education.
Beautiful.
A lot of people don't understand and not believe in it. Listen, it takes time. It may be an easy breaking it down, but it's going to be a while putting it back up.
Yes.
But you got to be patient. You got to be patient. And when you're educated, that's when you get the calmness. Because guess what? I got the paperwork. I got the documentation. So they can't ban me. They can't stop me. And they're definitely not going to tell me what to do.
That's a beautiful thing, because you're talking about educating support. You said assisting with GED prep and higher education access.
Yes.
And one of the things we do in the program, we have a segment of the program called Mind, Body, and Books. And what we do is, we usually bring books from our personal libraries. And the book that I want to just share with you and also our community is this book right here. And it's entitled A Year with Purpose, 365 messages of resilience, love, and hope for every day of the year. And this is from an author named D. Gilmore. And most people know him as Relentless Aaron. He's a legend in publishing. He's a brother who started writing in prison and came out and wrote, at least 30 books, And I remember being in the park with him back in the day when I had my own publishing company, and I was publishing books as well. And he was like the godfather. He would come in, we would go to the park, maybe Branchburg Park, set up our tables or whatnot, and sell our books, And we get there, it was like maybe from 11 until maybe 6 or so. And we would be out there and just like selling our books and whatnot. And he would walk by, and I said, "Hey man, what's going on?" He said, "Well, I'm done for the day." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I'm finished." I said, "Yeah." So hang out with him, And he has this book here, and on day 345, he talks about the freedom in choosing joy, which I got the quote from today. And it says here, I said, joy does not simply happen to us. We have to choose joy and keep choosing it every day. Then he has a reflection, a section. He says here, joy is a choice that brings positivity, warmth, and fulfillment into our lives. When we choose joy, we focus on gratitude, hope, and connection. Joy is a daily commitment to finding happiness in small moments, reminding us of life's beauty. And the takeaway is, choose one joyful activity today, big or small. Let it fill your day with happiness and gratitude. And I can say joy is something that I practice every day. And again, and I want to just share another thing from the book here, because again, this is a book that you're supposed to read like one a day. And I have a habit. I was telling my brother here, back in the day when I was trying to get my intellectualism up, I would get these books, 30 Days to a More Powerful Vocabulary. Boy, I get that book, D, and I finished that book in 1 week because I was just so hungry.
Yeah.
Because again, like yourself, I come from humble origins. Project origins. Some of the best people I knew were from the projects because we knew that, man, we're starting from the mud.
There you go.
And for me I retired twice in my life. I retired one time as a college administrator, and then many years later I retired as a college professor. But if you would look at me back in the project, little Terry Benjamin running around skinny, boy, I don't know if he's going to be anything. But because of the people that I met and the books that I read, it elevated me. And so here, day 346, he says, the strength is in staying grounded. Quote, storms make trees take deeper roots. Reflection, staying grounded in our values and beliefs gives us strength, especially in challenging times. When we are grounded, we face adversity with resilience, clarity, and peace. Being grounded connects us to our inner stability, helping us to stay strong and focused. The takeaway, reflect on one core value that grounds you. Let it be your foundation today, guiding your actions and choices. Okay? And so this book, like I said, this was supposed to be read in a year. Of course, I've I think I read this book about a couple of days, and I reached out to the brother and let him know that, hey, that I read the book, I enjoyed the book, because when we talk about education, we realize that they have dismantled the Department of Education. So that means that for those powers that be, they don't care about my education. So what I have to do, I have to care even more about it. And that's why I'm always talking about books that I've read, books that I share, and that kind of thing. And again, Dee, I commend you so much. I mean, it's the first time meeting you in the flesh. He's spoken so highly of you.
Thank you.
But I just want to tell you, and I'm making a commitment. I'm making a public commitment, so now I got to do what I say. But I'm going to really help you in terms of your organization, because, again, I believe that I mean, it's important, and I'm the type of person, I put my money where my mouth is, because I don't believe that I can just say, Godspeed, because that's not going to pay the bills. And so we're going to talk about, fundraising, because, again, fundraising is something we do a long time ago. I remember going back in the day, I'm dating myself, but that's okay. Going back in the day, we used to have basement parties. You go to the party and they put a circle on your hand and you pay a quarter. I didn't realize, Ron, until much, much later, those quarters, those basement parties were paying somebody's rent.
That's what I was going to say.
I didn't realize it. I thought we were just out there to have fun and learn how to grind.
Yeah.
But it goes back to what we can do for ourselves, I always say, when we go to these different places, they invite us to speak in different places and whatnot, I always look around the room. I look around the room, and if I see, okay, there's 50 people in this room, that's $50. Yes. Okay? Let's double it. Let everybody in the room put in $2. To today, when they have the benefit in playing for high school, how many people are in that room? 100 people, 200 people? That's $200. Okay? Let's say we do something for you at the Broadway Public Library. People come in. We can't charge admission, but a donation. Ron, I was in my apartment today, and I'm looking at, I have all these pennies. And I'm thinking, because you always say, man, about the pennies, right? How we take the pennies for granted. Yep. I'm looking at these pennies. I said, you know what? Maybe we can do a penny drive. People throw pennies. Give us your pennies. Let's get all these pennies together. Yes. Because these pennies add up to dollars. See, that's the way we got to think, because, again, nobody's going to help us but ourselves. Superman is not coming to our neighborhood. Nope. He is Santa Claus that got lost.
There you go.
Greatly put. Oprah had on her show several years ago. And a moment show was a penny, but it might have been changed. But let's look at the penny.
Yeah.
She had a big, gigantic jar full of change.
I got that.
But I'm going to use a penny, because she didn't get those nickels and dimes without that penny.
Right.
And so let's look at the penny.
Yeah.
I stand corrected, but I'm going to say this. She collected over $2 million because the people were just giving their change. Why? Because of Oprah? Well, let's set that aside.
Yeah.
Let's look at you and your neighbor.
That's right.
Your neighbor is struggling. Somebody don't have something to eat. Some child is walking around with no Snickers or whatever. We should not be worrying about somebody else giving us something for us that we can do ourselves.
That's right.
This is what the sister's talking about. It's right there in your neighborhood. You throw away more pennies you can shake and stick it. Right. You spend hundreds of dollars each week going to McDonald's or somewhere to satisfy yourself. But what are you doing for the community? The penny is the most important. I guarantee you. You go to any community, you can walk down the street and find a penny, nickel, whatever the case may be.
Whatever it is, yeah.
But it's investing in yourself. Stop taking and giving it to somebody else, come back crying, whoa, is what do we have? Well, we don't have anything because you gave everything away. Invest in yourself, in your community. This is what this sister is talking about. And matter of fact, here's a sister, we had a sister on our show. And I know the sister, matter of fact, we met her, but she does outdoor gardening and whatnot. I'm going to reach out to her and find out her time to come out and also add and add some assistance too, because she indicated she'd like to get involved. She has 2 places, but the bottom line is she's determined to make a difference in outdoor gardening. And that's what we should be doing. And the gardening that we talk about on the outside, technically should be the gardening on the inside of who you are.
That's right. Right.
Cultivate your own garden on the inside. Do you have a heart? Where's the joy and smile?
Yeah, because my thought, you know, my dream is to go from the garden to the table.
Yes.
Okay, you know, let's stop going to all these places where we can do our own gardening and an all table. I want to go back to the whole thing with community dinners. You know, back in the day, you know, the community got together and we sat down and we broke bread. That is still something that is powerful, and we have to go back to that, because again, there's some people who are not eating a proper diet, and the sad thing about it is that these stores, you know, I have a deli right next door to my apartment, and I used to go over there and get some nuts and walnuts and that kind of stuff. You know, again, for $2 you get a bag of nuts, and it's fine. I went there yesterday, and I've always been outspoken. I never, would never bite my tongue, but even more so now, because I came over to get some cashews, some nuts and whatnot. I almost cursed them out. Because again, now, because you know that I come to get this, okay, and now I come in here, and now you got the packets of the gummy worms and the candy covered almonds and whatnot. What about just the natural almonds or the natural cashews and that kind of stuff? That's what the people should. You should be selling that, you know. And he looked at me and he was blinking. And he said, "What? This is man crazy." And I had to get that off, because again, you know, the farmers market is maybe like 20 minutes from my house, you know, and I go there every day. But the point I'm making is that we have to educate people to make better choices, you know, because we don't have a lot of resources. But don't waste those resources on food that's not food. Food is medicine if you see it the right way. Let's go back to the okra and the kale and the collard greens and the sweet potatoes and those kind of things. Let's do more of that, because again, it's about longevity. And right now, as you well know, black people, poor people are under attack.
Yes.
Okay? I mean, you got people who got more than we could ever imagine getting, but they don't want us to have anything. And for me, that's criminal. Yes. That's criminal. That you have all that you want, but you deny me, and we have these food deserts in our community where there's no edible food for miles. Yeah, we have the McDonald's and the Burger Kings and whatnot, but that's not food. You know, I call that an experiment. You know, but the point I'm making is that community. We got to come together, and the people that we bring on the program, especially now, is like there's an urgency. You know, I don't know, Ron, when our podcast became a pod class, but that's where we're at. Okay, we're to the point where we're thinking about legacy. You know, and again, we're honoring the legacy of a woman who is here in the presence of her daughter, and we have to do more of that, because I have grandchildren now. And I want to make sure that the grandchildren knew that Pop tried to do something. All right. You know, he wasn't just making you laugh and tickling your belly. You know, he really had a point of view, and and hopefully he has an impact. But the thing is that, you know, it has to be a conscious effort. You know, Dee, you will know, we're going to talk about some of the tenants you're working with. It's not going to happen by accident. You know, it's not going to happen because it'd be a good idea. So what are you doing with your tenants? What are you doing with the people?
And before you go into tie into that question, which is true, you tie those two in together, because I was going to really say, you know, how much of an impact are you, which ties into what Brother just said and asked, that you can continue. And what is the flow of the people who's gravitating to your energy, your desire, and your passion?
Well, it's a lot of people.
Ooh, thank you.
More than what you would think. When I was being told that nobody wants this and nobody wants that, had I took that and walked with it, I wouldn't have even done what I did. But gone into the community myself, but again, working alongside my mom, we went into the community. We went door to door. We spoke to people personally, and I tell you, the outcry is overwhelming.
Okay.
It's a lot of people that wants change.
Yes.
Wants to know the change, how to do it, how to figure it out. Sometimes we don't know, and then sometimes the place that we're giving to go to is not giving us what we need, so we turn back because the other place is not even a question to go there because of certain things in the places. Like say the different executives and different ones in different places that you're supposed to go to, they're always shutting their door. Well, talk to this person. And the person that you're talking to doesn't even know.
Yes.
And it's just a thing of making everybody accountable, but I know that the tenants and the residents, I've gotten a large, even people, again, like I told you, my previous principal that I was working in her school, she is my life coach and business coach.
Okay.
So she saw the vision when I was working in the school. She said to me, she said, you know, I saw your passion. I saw this is why you had to shift, you know, and it's called Shift. And it was actually a seminar shift.
Yeah.
I had to shift, you know, so being in the community and working with the people, they want it. They really, really want it. And these are residents. It just kind of puts me in a deja vu place because I was here before with my mom. And the different ones, they want to know what a CFR is. They want to know what bylaws is. They want to know what HUD rules and regulations are for housing authorities. They want to know that there is actually a lot of interaction that the residents can have. And mind you, when my mom was in place, she was going towards resident RAN.
Yes.
She was close to it because again, she incorporated the organization. We had all different types of entities coming in, Mercs, 4-H, different organizations that were not donating clothes, donating time, donating products, because we were really funded from housing, from the Housing Authority and HUD, because there's line items where you're getting money in there and you can shift it to pay the residents to be a part of the community. And that's what we did. Girl Scouts, Checkers, recreational program. We even had a program where the kids were hired to clean back up the community at the complex.
Yes.
And literally got paid. You know, so that was a thing of reinvesting them back in their community. You're going to clean it up and get paid, but guess what? Along the way, you were being taught things. People were being brought in. Mentors were being brought in to talk to them about the community and about everything. So it gave a greater connection, you know, and gave a better, more of a connection to them as to just coming out your door and throwing trash on the ground. Now you're cleaning it up the next day. You know, now you're cleaning it up now. So how does that feel? Well, we doing the same thing. Okay, but what do you do? And that was the education that my mom was giving them as they were doing it, because they were cleaning up the community that they were living in.
Well, you know, Dee, I just had an epiphany. Okay, I'm not going crazy.
No.
Okay, I just want the community to know. Okay, and here's my vision. Okay, make a change with your change. Okay, make a change with your change. And what we're going to do, we're going to set up a situation where we're going to have like big jars where you can throw pennies in. And we're going to take these pennies and we're going to donate these pennies to your organization. And we'll put all that in a check and you'll have that. And I got a lot of pennies and I'm going to start that. But I say that, and it's the epiphany because, you know, the community, understand this, you know. When I say we got to help each other, I'm not just saying to hear myself talk. We have to help each other. I mean, Ron, I can, you know, just in terms of economics, I can go to the farmer's market, and I could, from the farmer's market, I can make you a full meal for $5. Okay, and that $5, I got your fruits, I got your vegetables. Okay, you know, because what you buy berries with the $2 or something there, you know. I can get a sweet potato, get a couple of sweet potatoes, you know. I can get some beans, you know. And again, but the point I'm making is that, see, I think what happens is we got a little too fat in what we think we deserve. Man, let's go back to the basics. Okay, let's go back to the basics and build from that. And so from the penny, make change with your change. We're going to take that penny and we're going to make that penny dollars. And we can make that millions of dollars. But it has to start with something. And so, D, because of you, I had this epiphany. And we're going to fall through it on this epiphany. And, and again, I'm the type of person, I'm too old to be messing around. Because I don't know how much time I got left.
Wow.
But the point I'm making is that we're going to, and again, and so community, hold me accountable, hold us accountable. Okay. I put it out there, okay? I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to make it happen. Because one of the things that my brother knows me, and he knows that a couple of summers ago, I said I wanted to have a writers, have writers come down to the Broadway Public Library, and we would do, we would do programs for writers. We would do book signings, and I interview. I looked at about like 10 writers. I knew him and whatnot, and I would say, look, come down to the library, and we're going to now have the flyers made and whatnot. And you come in, and I told the writers maybe have a little refreshment and whatnot. And we did that, and we had nice posters and that kind of stuff. But the point I'm making is that it goes from the plan to the planet.
Yes.
Okay? And that's where it starts. And so I'm the type of person, I don't want to be, don't tell me, woe was me. Okay?
Right.
No, don't woe was me. And one thing before I turn it over to my brother here, again, another book that I would highly recommend is a book that was, and I got this some time ago. As a matter of fact, this is from 2009. And the book is called The Big Leap, Conquer Your Hidden Fear and Take Life to the Next Level. And this is from Gay Hendricks, okay? The Big Leap. And so, community, what I would ask you to do, what we're saying to you is take a big leap. It's just funny, this cover here, you got a little goldfish leaping from a small bowl to a big bowl, okay? that got to be us sometimes too. Sometimes we got to get out of that small bowl where we're comfort and go into the big bowl. Because sometimes I think we get sort of stuck in our comfort zone, yes. And we put our feet up and put our heads back and whatnot and say, oh man, I've made it. And the thing is, I've never thought I made it. Even now, I could maybe have a life of luxury and ease and whatnot, but it would make me uncomfortable. Okay. I would be uncomfortable being comfortable, if that makes any sense.
It makes sense.
I just think there's more work to be done. What say you? We have more work to do?
Yes, we do. That's why I'm here with you two gentlemen.
Yes.
When I met Mr. McCray again, I ran into him, and this is how I was at a council meeting, and I told him I'd get back to him, and then I saw him, and my sister's on the board with him, so I got his information and got in touch with him. Okay. I told him I want to be that fly on the wall.
Okay.
I want to learn everything. I want to learn it all. So when I'm in the presence of you two gentlemen, the young lady, when I'm in the presence of people, I want to be a sponge and learn it all.
Okay.
Because again, I want to learn how to this journey because it's really heartfelt, but I really, really want to do it from the heart, and being educated is going to allow me to really do it from the heart.
Yeah.
Because again, I won't let my personal and God will lead me.
Well, the thing is, you have to understand that, D, that, again, what Ron and I are doing is something that we believe in, and poetically speaking, when we're going, I want this to continue on. Yes. And because I'm about legacy, yes. And so again, you're gonna see poetically speaking the YouTube show. You're gonna be poetically speaking the book of poetry and essays and that kind of thing. Because I do believe that you take something, and it's like franchising. We have McDonald's all over the world. Yes. We have Burger Kings all over the world. We have Chick-fil-A's all over the world. Nothing wrong with that, but we got to take what we're doing. We got to have heartfelt resources all over the world. And it starts with our community. And it starts with getting people energized, getting people stirred up, getting people excited, man, And I just want to share something real quick because we're almost running out of time. But in the program, we do a segment called Music is Lit. And what I do, I go back into my youth, and I go back to the 50s and 60s, and I read lyrics as poetry. And I want to read this, and this is from 1964. And then this, again, shows vision, because after we get our change, making change, and we do some other things we're going to do with the community and whatnot, we'll be dancing in the street.
Yes.
And so this is from Martha and the Vandellas. And again, I love the song. It's actually written by Marvin Gaye. And it says here, this is dancing in the street, calling out around the world. Are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here and the time is right for dancing in the street. They're dancing in Chicago, down in New Orleans, in New York City. All we need is music. We need music. There'll be music everywhere. There'll be swinging and swaying and records playing and dancing in the street. It doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So come on, every guy, grab a girl. Everywhere around the world, they'll be dancing in the street. This is an invitation across the nation, a chance for folks to meet. They'll be laughing, singing, and music swinging, dancing in the street. Philadelphia, PA, Buffalo, and D.C. Can't forget the Motor City. All we need is music. We need music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be swinging and swaying and record playing and dancing in the street. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So come on, every guy, grab a girl. Everywhere around the world, they'll be dancing in the street. Way down in L.A., every day, they'll be dancing. Form a big, strong line, in time, they're dancing in the street. Across the ocean, blue, me and you, they'll be dancing in the street. And so again, man, we community, we're putting out this vision to you, and they'll be dancing in the street because we're going to make this happen. Because there's nothing that can stop us but our imagination. And Einstein once said that imagination is better than knowledge because imagination is unlimited. And so we're going to use our imagination to make this world a better place. The theme of the program today, be the change. Be the change that you want to see in the world, and we're honoring our legacy. Now, I feel like I'm preaching, but I can't help myself.
Amen.
Amen, right? I know,
Thank you. Brothers and sisters.
That's what we need to bring it back to.
We got to.
Bring it back to that.
You know,
don't play with this thing.
All this is so important. And I just want to give a couple of metaphors to something.
Yeah, please.
You know, what's important is one, first of all, Dr. King.
Oh, yes.
I have a dream that one day. Do you have a dream?
That's right.
Here's another one. The gospel of good success.
Yes.
Where's the passion inside of you? Mm-hmm. Here's another one. Telling yourself the truth. All this plays a part with our sister today, our conversation today. Are you telling yourself the truth? Do you have a dream? What are you doing? And matter of fact, I want to tie this, what you just said, because you had me on the road, dancing in the street. You know, I want to go back for a second. Thursday, when we had our show, we were sitting outside before we started, right? And we saw this sister come from the train station, and all of a sudden she stopped in the middle of the road and started dancing here and there. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. In that moment, he said, look, see, now she acting like a fool. Because if a car come by there and run her over, you know, all of a sudden
it's a little too much.
But you know what you just read?
Yes.
If people today, all of us, right now, in the middle of the road, forget going to a festival, but let's get out in the middle of the road and say, we dance in the street, shouting all over the place, having fun, having a good time. Don't wait till, well, you know, they can't tell. No, who the hell said you can't do it? You could dance anywhere. You dance butt naked in your house.
That's right. And you should.
Get out on the street. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of y'all walk in the streets in the park butt naked anyhow. But the bottom line, let's dance in the street for a celebration that a community is coming together because we are rebuilding. We are rebuilding a legacy that our ancestors, that we cannot begin to imagine what they've been through yet. They wrote songs, they sang hymns, no matter how you look at it. And let me just read this one piece, part of the introduction.
Yeah, please.
Because this applies to everybody. This platform, our platform, represents artists of all backgrounds. That's you.
That's right. That's you.
Writers, singers, spoken word, artistic expressions in painting, literature, poetry, and a journey through life. Mystery seeks to bring new ideas and opportunities through the mind and all of it. This is what we're saying. This is what the sister was talking about. This is what we say on a regular basis. This is what we're telling you today. Where is your joy? Are you telling yourself the truth? Do you have a dream? Are you dancing in the street? Right now.
That's right, that's
We
right.
can get up right now, go out in the middle of the street. We should ride down, once we leave this place, and go down every block, we should see people down in the street. You know, the song that's popular now, what was it? Boots
Boots on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Somebody
Yes,
had
yes,
a
yes.
vision, somebody had thought,
That's
somebody
right.
wrote that, and they
That's right.
started. Now all of a sudden everybody's in a
Everybody's
place,
doing it, yeah.
you know, boots on the ground. Where's your boots? Are you on the ground? I don't see anybody out there anymore in the streets.
10 toes
should-
down.
Don't wait till the county or the city give a festival or whatnot. Bring your podcast, bring your phones, bring them out to the middle of the block.
Yeah.
On your neighborhood. Let's dance. Hey, neighbor, get on out there. I don't give a damn who you are.
Right.
Get the hooligan, get the kids, everybody. Let's dance in the street. There's no reason why you cannot enjoy a moment to fulfill the legacy, like this sister was saying, her mother's dream, her mother's passion. What are you leaving for tomorrow? Today.
Whew. Yeah, on that note, we're really almost out of time here. So, brother, you want to maybe you got a minute to say goodbye?
Well, I was thinking about it. But like Jesse Jackson said, keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep this sister's dream alive. She's fulfilling her mother's desires. I know. I'm a personal witness. I was there when she was knocking on some doors. I was there when she was holding people accountable to pick up that trash and pick up that stuff and held them accountable. You threw it down and you pick it up.
Right.
Now, how do you feel? So the bottom line is keep joy, keep hope, keep your dream alive. With all due respect to everyone, no matter how you look at it, we are here. And as the brother said, he's starting to commit it, but don't sit back and wait till he fills that job for you. You take an add to that job to help this sister and many other sisters and brothers who's out there doing something, because that's the only way you're going to leave something for the young ones who come up behind you. Do you have a child on your side while you're doing their work for them as they move into the future?
That's right. So again, we talked about again, and that's it. You know, make change to make a change. Okay, give change to make a change. We're going to follow that theme. And so again, this has been Poetically Speaking, the place for the spoken word, with Terry Benjamin and Ronald C. McCray. And we thank you for watching, and keep up with us, because we keep up with you.